I'm here with Sheriff Charles Blackwood, and this morning the clerk of court officially transferred the juvenile suspect in the recent double homicide of Devin Clark and Lyric Woods into Superior Court, where he will now face those charges as an adult. Sheriff Blackwood and I share the community's grief and outrage. This is a horrible loss for Devin and Lyric's family and friends, and a tragedy for the entire community. The suspect is Issiah Ross. He is 17 years old, and he lived in Mebane at the time of these crimes.
48 hours after finding Devin and Lyric, a juvenile petition was secured for Mr. Ross for 2 counts of first-degree murder. Investigators with my office developed Mr. Ross as a suspect by processing the crime scene and surrounding area to collect and analyze evidence, including forensic evidence. These efforts led to our belief that Mr. Ross is the person responsible for the death of Devin and Lyric. When investigating these murders, we developed the identity of the suspect. We learned Mr. Ross had fled the state early Sunday evening or late Sunday evening, September the 18th. We had reasonably good idea where he was going or where he had gone to, and notified law enforcement authorities in Delaware, specifically the Delaware Violent Crime Safe Streets Task Force. Again, that's the Delaware Violent Crime Safe Streets Task Force. Because we knew he was no longer in North Carolina, we felt certain he was no longer a threat to anyone in this area. October the 5th, Wednesday, 18 days after their bodies were located, members of the Safe Streets Task Force were ultimately able to apprehend Mr. Ross. We're grateful for their diligence and professionalism during this case. The task force started with the information we had given them about where we believed Mr. Ross went. However, because they could not act on that information, they had to first confirm his location and then seek search warrants to enter the residence and detain him. Several days after his apprehension, Mr. Ross arrived in North Carolina and entered the secure juvenile detention facility in another county.
Although Mr. Ross's case is now in adult court because of his age, he must still be held in a youth facility under secured custody order. At present, he is being held without bond. Authorities in Delaware have charged 2 people with harboring a fugitive for their role in assisting Mr. Ross after he fled from North Carolina. Those cases will be adjudicated in the court system in Delaware.